Well, a little bit of fun there, folks. And that is a good way to introduce our show. The ship is sinking for the Liberal Party, for the Trudeau government, and for Justin Trudeau. So welcome. It's Friday, October 18th. I hope you're having a great week, or you had a great week. This is actually my day off from the post-millennial. I won't be writing any stories today, but this always comes first. And it's so good to have this ongoing relationship with so many of you who are watching every day. And this story just keeps getting bigger and better. And we're going to be getting into what I think are the latest developments. And before I forget, we're going to have information in the description about what you can do to convince Justin Trudeau to go. If you have a Liberal MP, tell that Liberal MP to come back to caucus. Come back to the House on Monday with one message. Trudeau, it's time to go. Call an election. But it's time to go. Either call an election and prove it, or step down. In fact, at this point, I'm even saying go ahead, prorogue the House, because at least we'll get this legislation, the dangerous legislation, out of the way. So let's have before I get into some... I've got some really humorous stuff for you this morning. But this is amazing here. You know, Ottawa has finally admitted that you're not getting more money in your pockets. 80% of Canadians are not getting more money back from the carbon so-called rebate. We're paying more, and more. So these are the facts, and this, of course, is what Justin Trudeau does not want to admit. And by the way, I'm drinking from the Stand on Guard cup here, which is available in the store. And I encourage you to have a look. And thank you for people. We sold 3 of the Bill of Rights t-shirts. I am a Canadian, a free Canadian, the other day, because people are really warming up to this idea. This is from the Parliamentary Budget Office, PBO. This is the one that Justin Trudeau is always claiming that agrees with him. Truth is, the numbers, the data, the statistics agree with the Conservative Party and the official opposition stance on this. And this is quite real. So what's happening with Justin Trudeau? Now, we're going to get into the India fiasco, the India charade, the India hoax, that there's somehow all of these gangsters out there are all from India, and they are plotting murder and mayhem. And this is Justin Trudeau's line because it sounds good, and it's not about China. And we'll get into just how low is Trudeau stooping? Well, how low can Trudeau go? Pretty low. Now, these Liberal MPs are going to be confronting Trudeau when he comes back. You know, and God knows he hasn't been around much in the last couple of weeks. The last week of Parliament sitting, he was not there. But after the Thanksgiving long weekend, what happened? Lo and behold, he's in town, and he's there to ring the bell. He's there to raise the red flag and say there's Indians about. People from India are plotting the downfall of Canada, and the Conservative Party is behind it all. And we'll get into that in a minute. So what's happening? And we have 4 Trudeau cabinet ministers have decided they will not be running again. This is just this week, in the last 48 hours. Marie-Claude Bibeau, Carla Quattro, Philomena Tass, and Dan Vandal. Now, these aren't household names. I know Bibeau, because she used to be the ag minister, but they're all sort of minor portfolios. But that's where it starts. It goes from the caucus, the backbenchers, to the minor cabinet ministers, to the major cabinet ministers, who are still in either denial or they're still reading from their script. Yes, I love Justin Trudeau. I love Justin Trudeau. He will stay on as leader as long as I live and breathe. They're going to continue to read that script for as long as it takes. But that doesn't stop reality. They can pretend that Justin Trudeau's got a grip on the caucus. He's lost his grip on the caucus. Now, as I've said before, the constitution of the Liberal Party is such that a leader can stay on even if 100% of his caucus wants him out. Now, that is stupidity, because you can't lead a caucus that's in open revolt. But hey, the Liberal Party defines stupidity. It's not even a Liberal Party anymore. It's not a soft L Liberal Party. And it can call itself a Liberal Party, but of course, it's not. Now, this is a slide we put together. Thanks for my producer for putting this together. 30% of cabinet is leaving Trudeau. They're jumping the ship, the rat-infested ship that you saw at the beginning of the show. You know, that is what is happening here. You know, we'll show that one again. No, that is what is happening. And I'm going to show that. I'm going to show that little video again. It's worth watching again, because this is this is emblematic of what is happening to the Liberal Party right now. You can see it in the video. And of course, that is the cheap rat. Justin Trudeau is leaving, and that is the reality right now for Justin Trudeau. But it's incredible stuff. I love this. How Trudeau sees himself. He sees himself as the king. He sees himself as a modern-day Louis XIV, Louis XIV. This was the last great French monarch before things started to go very badly for the French, and for the upper classes in France. And they had the very bloody French Revolution, which was almost a proto-communist revolution, because it involved a lot of land grabbing and wealth grabbing and the murder of innocents, the murder of classes, the murder of religious leaders, ultimately the beheading of the monarchy. But Trudeau sees himself as the Sun King, the modern day Sun King. Remember, he used to talk about sunny ways? You remember that? That's like a bygone era now, because there's no sunny ways from Justin Trudeau. It's authoritarianism up your nose, in your face, and I won't say the other. But that's what Justin Trudeau is about. And there's no sunny ways, but he still sees himself as the Sun King. Here's how we see him, though. Here's how Canadians see him. He's the clown. He's a clown. Yeah, with a tutu on. And this is accountability. I love this meme here. This is accountability, Justin Trudeau style. Did we do anything wrong? No, you're okay. Good. I looked into it. You did nothing wrong. We're good with that. That's accountability, Justin Trudeau style. So I'm going to play this clip again. We played it yesterday, but it bears repeating. And I said yesterday, this reminds me of somebody. The way he's talking, the way he's smearing everybody in the Conservative caucus as being traitors. Let's listen to this again, because it's absolutely fascinating.
Because I am Prime Minister and privy to all these informations, I have the names of a number of parliamentarians, former parliamentarians and/or candidates in the Conservative Party of Canada who are engaged or at high risk of, or for whom there is clear intelligence around foreign interference. And I have directed CSIS and others to try and inform the Conservative Party leader to be warned and armed to be able to make decisions that protect the integrity of that party, of its members, from attempts at activities around foreign interference. the decision of the leader of the Conservative Party to not receive the necessary clearance to get those names and protect the integrity of his party is bewildering to me and entirely lacks common sense, particularly when you look at the ends.
All right, do you think for a second here that Justin Trudeau is getting talking points delivered? It sure as hell looks that way, because his halting delivery sounds like looks like he's okay. Can you repeat that or say it a little slower? Because he's not quite getting it. And they're watching this, of course, and say, okay, slow down the delivery. Justin's not quite in tune. But this is outrageous what he's doing here. And no prime minister in the history of Canada has ever done this. And I'm going to show you an interview in a minute with former NDP leader Tom Mulcair. And he actually said exactly what I told you yesterday about what this smacks of.
NSICOP report that clearly lays out, the public NSICOP report that clearly lays out that in both of the most recent Conservative leadership races, there was foreign interference. The fact that there seems to be absolutely no curiosity or openness in trying to figure out what happened or whether someone was compromised or whether a foreign country impacted those leadership races is simply irresponsible. The fact that we see, and I'm getting a little more partisan than I've tried to in this case, but it is so egregious to me that the leader of the official opposition, who is certainly trying very hard to become prime minister, is choosing to play partisan games with foreign interference. And
he's choosing to play partisan games with foreign interference. What are we watching right now? This is classic Justin Trudeau projection. What he's doing, the other guy is doing. Don't look at me. Look at the other guy.
Accusations on foreign interference, but not taking it the least bit serious as regards to his own responsibilities as party leader, or even to get top officials within his party briefed up as they bring on candidates from across the country, is inexplicable and, quite frankly, concerning.
So he's got a list. He got a list of all these disloyal MPs. Justin Trudeau's got that list. He knows who they are. So what has he effectively done here? Not even effectively. This is what he's literally done. He's smeared every member of the Conservative caucus as being potentially in the pocket of China or foreign interference. And I have to laugh about people saying, well, he's not talking about China necessarily. He's talking about foreign agents, foreign players. We all know why the Hogue inquiry was initiated. It wasn't initiated because we were worried that India was stealing our elections. It wasn't instituted because we thought Russia was really seriously undermining our democracy with a bunch of Facebook posts that Canadians were just too stupid to know. We didn't have the Hogue inquiry because we thought, oh, Pakistan is the enemy. We had the Hogue inquiry because the evidence was overwhelming that Justin Trudeau had won at least one election with the help of communist China. Yes, he had won at least one election, and Liberal MPs in the Greater Toronto Area were getting assistance from China. That's why we had the Hogue inquiry. It was not to look into Indian interference in Canadian elections, because there is none. It was not to look into how the poor Khalistanis are being terrorized by Indian politicians. This is all bogus BS. You know what it reminds me of? Here's a classic scene. This is Justin Trudeau circa 1952, when a certain senator from Wisconsin, first of all, rose up at a news conference. He was, if you don't know who Senator Joe McCarthy is, he was a Republican senator from Wisconsin that actually President Dwight Eisenhower never really liked. But McCarthy thought, I've got to find something that is going to propel my political career into the stratosphere. And why not say I've got a list of 205 people in the State Department who are known communists. So everybody in the State Department, and actually throughout the whole government, was suddenly suspect as being traitorous. Does that remind you of Justin Trudeau? Here's Justin Trudeau in 1952.
One communist on the faculty of one university is one communist too many. One communist among the American advisors at Yalta was one communist too many. And even if there were only one communist in the State Department, even if there were only one communist in the State Department, that would still be one communist too many.
That is Justin Trudeau, and you have to laugh. This is a man who his whole life has pretended to be such a good liberal, not like those people like Joe McCarthy, not like those extremists, not like those people who are right-wing, casting aspersions on entire groups of people because they might somehow be connected to the Communist Party. This is Justin Trudeau is today one member of the Conservative caucus who is serving China is one member too many. I have a list. He doesn't have, it turned out Joe McCarthy never had a list either. I was trying to find that video clip for you where he stands up at the news conference and instantly becomes a political celebrity because he says he has a list of 205 known communists in the State Department. There wasn't a single name on that list. It was a blank piece of paper. Justin Trudeau did the same thing the other day by waving around, not a list, but suggesting he's the prime minister. He has inside knowledge here. He knows that there's traitors in the Conservative Party, and Pierre Poilievre better damn well root them out. This is the political smear job at its worst. This is absolute loathful politics from an absolutely loathsome politician named Justin Trudeau, who will do anything to hold on to power. Let's listen to Tom Mulcair, who said exactly what I said about how Justin Trudeau sounds and talks like Joe McCarthy.
They were anything but spontaneous, and it was a planned hit on Poilievre to distract. Over the weekend, the long weekend, we learned that there was a big tussle still going on with India over foreign interference. Well, lo and behold, on Thanksgiving Monday press conference with the RCMP and with Mr. Trudeau, when he got questions about his leadership, he said, well, we're not going to talk about petty internal politics. This is big stuff for Canadians. So he's been trying to distract from his own problems. I'm not saying, by the way, and I'm not even suggesting that the RCMP did this to help Trudeau, nor that the accusations against India aren't serious. They are. But the timing of this is something that was clearly controllable and controlled to help Mr. Trudeau. Same thing with yesterday's announcement. What he did in that hearing is he tried to used a bombshell. I'd use a more high school term of a stink bomb that he tried to throw at the leader of the official opposition. You know, Marcia, I know you're aware of this. I used to be the leader of then Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition, and the main job of the leader of the opposition is to hold the government to account. I agree completely with Poilievre's decision not to take the bait. Trudeau's been trying for a year and a half to restrain what Pierre Poilievre can do by trying to say, come and get this private briefing, and oh, by the way, then you'll be held to an official secret, and you won't be able to talk about this anymore. Trudeau doesn't want to talk about the fact that there were known cases, and they're coming out clearly, where the Liberals sat on information, refused to issue warrants and the like with regard to Liberals. So they're trying to distract and say, oh, you know, look at this guy Poilievre. He doesn't even want to know the names of the people, and look at all the conditional wording that Trudeau uses. It's to go back to the 50s in the United States, it's McCarthyism. You know, it's
somebody else sees it too. To go. And now I saw this interview after I talked yesterday about Justin Trudeau looking like Joe McCarthy in terms of smearing people without any evidence. And I'm very happy that Mulcair can see this too, because of course, you know, obviously Mulcair was the leader of the NDP, so we don't have a lot in common in that. But I think he's an honest man in many ways, and he calls a spade a spade. He can look at reality, unlike Justin Trudeau. And I think, bravo for Mulcair for
the enemy within. We've got these people, and they don't even want to know about it. This is simply not worthy of Canadian politics. I've never seen anything so low. And last night I was on a French panel show that I do on Wednesdays. It's a 1-hour show, and we had as our first guest for about 15 minutes, Melanie Joly, completely over the top rhetoric, a total hit job on Pierre Poilievre. It couldn't become clearer than it did at that moment that this was all about the Liberals trying to focus and attack Pierre Poilievre to avoid having to answer, one, what they have not done on foreign interference, and two, Trudeau's leadership problems. We learned today, for example, that there are a lot of MPs who are about to come out and ask outright for Trudeau to step down. So these are all attempts to distract and get away from the issues at hand. And I think that Canadians are a lot smarter than that. They look at Poilievre and they realize this guy was doing his job, and this type of hit is unseemly, frankly.
Yeah, it is. It is loathsome what Justin Trudeau is doing. I want to have a look at some of your comments. It's Robert Murlock. He's trying to find the lies. Yeah, talking about Trudeau looking like he's listening to his advisors during that testimony. Akasha, often not, if I'm pronouncing your name, mispronouncing your name, I apologize. Akasha Offenile, right? Kamala must have given him a hearing aid. You remember during the debate with Donald Trump, Kamala Harris sure looked like she was getting some direction from this earring that and talking about Trudeau's testimony, he's lying and lisping. Ruthie, yeah, he was lying. And you know, when Trudeau's lying, he gulps the air. Yeah, evil as hell, King Pop. When Trudeau is really, really in a state of deep mendacity, he starts gulping the air, and he stutters and he stammers, and you can see him like this, and it's a dead giveaway that the man is making it up as he goes along. And I don't think we've ever had a more dishonest prevaricator in the House of Commons. And yeah, Sylvain Robert likes the Sun King reference. Yeah, he is certainly. Yeah, Justin Trudeau is doing his best to distract, as he always does, and just want to show. Is there a CIA guy? I want to see if he had any comments about Mulcair. Well, this is a Donald Langlois. He believes he can fool us with his BS. Yeah, that is Justin Trudeau's legacy, trying to fool us with his BS. Oh, anyway. Just wanted to show a couple of these. Yeah, true, David, yeah. I love this one. King Pop, and said he legalized weed for a reason. To numb people's brains, to not see right through him. Yeah, I fear you're right. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. It's always a pleasure to be with you in the morning like this. And I tell you, we're having fun exposing the lies of Justin Trudeau. I'll say again at the end of the broadcast, if you have a Liberal MP, write to that MP, text that MP, email that MP today over the weekend. Make sure that MP knows that you want him or her to confront Justin Trudeau about his complete lack of leadership, his deplorable leadership style, his utter contempt for Canadian democracy, his hypocrisy, his projection of his own faults on other people, and this bottom of the barrel kind of political game that he's playing. Let Trudeau know how you feel, and let your MP know how you feel about this. Don't waste the weekend. They're coming back next week, and there's going to be a caucus fight. Now, Trudeau just might walk away with it. He's so delusional. He is so detached from reality, he might say, this can't really be happening. This must be just a graphic novel. This must be a superhero series that I'm watching on Netflix. This must be a sci-fi book. It can't really be happening because Justin Trudeau doesn't live in the real world. So let Justin Trudeau know what the real world looks like. And let's keep doing that. And I'll be back again tomorrow, giving you all the news that you need to know so that you can resolve, yes, to resist. Thanks for watching today, folks. A brief reminder, visit our store. I'm not going to show the video today, but get one of these t-shirts while you still can. We are Canadians, and we're still free Canadians, and we're going to stay that way as long as possible. Thank you.